Right boys, I did say I would open this YouTube video with pizza. I haven't brought my mic, so hopefully you can hear me, but I always say pizza's for kids, but I think I need to change that to is shit pizza is for kids. But if anybody's been to Rudy's before, you know it's bad boys. So this was G's idea. So like I said, happy wife, happy life. Post show, she had to get a pizza. And she's getting some mad photography, so I'll show you what I got. This is like the triple pepperoni. What did you get?
A Christmas one.
A Christmas pizza.
It's got potato on it.
It's got potato on it.
It's so yummy.
You have to smile with your pizza. So yeah. Oh wait, do it. Hold it up. I want to get a thumbnail.
I'll end up smashing it.
No, you won't. What a thumbnail. So yeah, I trained pushing arms today, so this is going to go to good use. So let's tuck in. It's almost gone. Are you enjoying yours, babe? Oh, she's happy. Huh?
You should try it.
I know, I need to finish mine as well. I could easily do a 10,000 calorie challenge, no problem.
Do it then.
Nah. So good.
You try next.
When I finish mine, this has got like chili honey on it. It's so good. My pizza expands and I'm starting to feel full. So if you do give me a slice of yours, it has to be small. Okay, I've got to try and camera.
It's Christmas flavour, it's got potato.
Potato on pizza. Ooh.
What the fuck is that?
The white base is mine.
It's not white base is the best.
Right, checking out. Ooh. Yes, boys, good fucking morning, god damn it. How are we? Yeah, we're in shot. Sorry, I'm looking at the TV again. So, good morning, Saturday morning now. The day after the pizza, which you saw yesterday. And as promised, I'm going to do a full day of eating now that I have rejigged my meal plan a little bit down to 5 meals. So as you guys know, I was eating 6 meals a day. But what I find with 6 meals a day as you get deeper into the off season is obviously when it comes to eating in an off season, more so than a prep, you've got to be on the clock. Like I always say, first meal's got to go in, and then the clock starts, and that's it. You've got to be on it, and as soon as that slips, you fall back. It's a really hard thing to catch up on. So it wasn't that I was falling behind on my meals, it was just that as you get heavier, as you get bigger into the off season, sleep becomes even more paramount, and I was finding that 6 meals a day was becoming quite a task to get good enough sleep. So speaking with, like, well, to be fair, it was probably one of Georgie's suggestions. We decided to pull my meals down to 5 meals a day. It just meant that the meals could be spaced out a bit better. So I'm putting in 4 meals pre-workout, 1 meal post-workout, and then I can just prep my meals for the next day and then go to bed and get a good night's sleep. It just means also the meals are a little bit bigger, but to me, like, it is something you have to train yourself on, is the ability to eat and not think. I know it sounds really silly, and a few people might disagree with that you've got to be present with your food and enjoy it, which obviously I do enjoy it, but you just eat it because you need to, really. So meals down to 5 meals a day. Again, it just means the meals are a little bit bigger. I'm going to take you through them. Just quickly though, obviously yesterday we went out for pizza, which was really, really good. I never eat pizza really. Obviously last time I ate pizza, if you follow me on Instagram, was 14 months ago, but it was really good. It was nice to get out, celebrate Georgie's prep and come in third. But I'm not going to ramble too long in this clip because I tend to ramble at the start of videos and then have nothing to really talk about at the end. But I've got a couple of topics I want to cover in this video. But first meal, is 125 grams of the biotech rice pudding, which you can get off Engineered using my discount code. 70 grams of dimetized ISO 100. 100 grams of blueberries, 30 grams of the squeezy peanut butter, and I've been using honey just as like a way to really just flavour things. I'm not weighing it, but obviously I'm not drizzling half a bottle on there. If I was to weigh it, I'd reckon it was probably 15 to 20 grams. But this is a little, not something I'd recommend, but as you get further into the back end of the off season, some people might disagree with this, but if you're using little things like this, like I won't always use like Peronaise, mayonnaises, more calorie dense sauces, but if you are using things like honey and sauces that you know you won't be using in prep, when you come to start a prep diet, I know when I start with Hilly, he'll tell me just to tidy it up, as in just eat what's on your plan, like don't eat the honey on there, or if you do, well, let's weigh it so we know what we're tracking to remove it or bring it down. He'll tell me to stop using certain condiments. So even just by stop eating the bits over your plan or off your plan, you'll drop, depending on how much you're using, 5 or 10 pounds. So I know that when I start with Hilly and he tells me, right, stop using these sauces, stop using the honey or start weighing it, I'm easily going to drop 5 pounds, like easy. And we've not actually pulled any food away at that point. So yeah, I'm going to get this meal 1 in now. It's 7:37, so bang on when I should be eating. Got some check-ins, and then meal 2 will go in a bit earlier in terms of we'll be training about 10:30 today, 10:30, 11-ish, as G has lash appointment which got cancelled yesterday, and then we have Graham, our good friend who's made all of our IKEA furniture, kind of missized the wardrobe, so he has to come back today and sort that out. Oops. But yeah, I'm gonna get this meal in, start my check-ins. Obviously as well, all of my supplements, so in here's engineered hepatic, cardiac, resveratrol, we've got super omegas, we've got the engineered krill oil. One thing I don't do when I train this early on, like on a weekend, is I won't put curcumin in there. So our curcumin I won't put in because it is anti-inflammatory. I know that people say you know, omegas are anti-inflammatory as well, but I do want those dietary fats to go in, but I won't use something like a curcumin because to me that is literally being taken for anti-inflammatory, and we need an inflammation response when we train. So there's also T4 in here, there is telomycin, vitamin C from Engineered, turbo digest from Engineered, glycotank from Engineered, magnesium from Engineered. There's all like loads of good stuff in here, so check them out. But yeah guys, today's posterior or back and legs, so I'm going to take you through meal by meal. Meal 2 time, god damn it, pre-workout time, and it is no different really to meal 1, which you guys will kind of know with me. I'm kind of somebody who just keeps shit simple, keep it simple stupid. So this time 120 grams of the biotech rice pudding, get that from Engineered. Still 70 grams of dimetized isolate 100, 100 grams of berries, some honey for flavouring, and then 20 grams of nut butter this time instead of 30. This would typically be meal 4, but obviously on a weekend I train a bit earlier, so I like to have a little bit less food pre-workout. I don't feel like your pre-workout meal kind of, it doesn't really bring much in terms of performance benefits. It obviously does, but it's not directly impacting your session as such. It's more there for controlling blood sugars. Obviously it will have somewhat of an impact, but really to meals from the day before or the meals prior to like your first meal, your second meal, if you train later in the afternoon, they're going to have an impact on training. So yeah, with this meal, 10 IUs of fast acting Slen, I had 30 IUs of Lantis for meal 1. I've had about 2.5 litres of fluid by the time I go gym. So yeah, meal 2, again it's still pretty light, to be fair. One thing I was going to say actually is, you'll notice how I haven't really increased calories from a baseline perspective for quite a while. Now, that wouldn't typically be something I would do. However, because I am aiming still to compete in Classic this year, I need to be mindful of not putting on too much body weight and getting too far away from the weight cap. Like this morning, obviously I had a pizza last night. I don't know why I weighed myself after these off-plan meals, but I weighed myself this morning. I was like 240. Again, my weight cap's 194 or under, so the math on that is like 46 pounds, which is still a lot to come off. But I think the first 10-15 of that will be relatively easy. Like, it'll just be minimal shifts in adherence and stuff like that, small food manipulations. Then I think like the latter 20 pounds will be where we have to really kind of start to get after it. But this is meal 2. I'm going to go train. I will quickly run you through my intro and my pre when I get to that point in a 5 or 10 minute period. Train on 2 meals today, come back, meal 3, which will be that'll be post workout, but I am training posterior. But yeah, as you can see, the meals are a little bit bigger, protein's a little bit higher, but this just gives me more time to digest the food and get into bed at a better time. So yeah, hopefully you guys can take something from this and use it yourself. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this and then head to the gym. Oh baby, triple. So it is time to make up my pre and my intra. I'm trying to move the camera angles around so we're not boring or too boring. I'm trying to take influence from Sam Sulek. Right, pre-workout, what are we doing? What is the thought process? Energy, hydration, strength, blood flow. That's my thought process. So we'll pretend these are engineered shakers. I did ask for engineered shakers, and Rich just told me to fuck off. So yeah, I was like, yeah, cool bro, safe. I'll just advertise another brand. Nah, he said they were going to be a bit expensive, so if we keep buying engineered using my discount code, we might get some engineered shakers. Anyway, energy from tank mode. I think this is what females do, don't they? I think that's what they do, fuck knows. So yeah, tank mode, stimulant pre-workout. I mean, the panel's mad. I'm not going to run through it, but you'll probably see for yourself. And to be fair, it's all explained on the side. So, tank mode for our energy. I haven't got any turbo pump, I ran out, so I'm just using another pump formula. It's nowhere near as good as the engineered one, but it does what I need it to do. So regardless of whether I've got legs or chest or back, I will always use a non-stim pre. I remember the days where people would be like, you shouldn't use a, I'm just gonna get a drink boys, you shouldn't use a non-stim pre-workout, you shouldn't use a pump pre-workout for leg day. To those people I tell them to hush their mouth. Anyway, creatine 10 grams, natural GDA and strength and hydration. Obviously I've had 10 grams this morning, so I know a lot of people run creatine up to 30-40 grams. I just stick to 20 because that's the only 2 points in the day that I'll be able to put creatine in. I don't really want to put creatine in my bottle of juice and just sip it, do you know what I mean? Anyway, 15 grams of glutamine for digestion. Now, we haven't had Catalyst in for a while, which is something I'd put in here at this point. Now, I was trying the Train by JP hydration formula, which I really should have known from the past that doesn't work well with me. To be fair, even Jordan says like you don't need to use this or even any hydration formula unless it's like the summer months or you live in a warm climate where you're excessively sweating. I only use half a serving of this, and some days it works and some days it just rocks my stomach. And this morning was one of those days where it just rocked my stomach. Like, it felt a little bit crampy before. It's alright now, but I think I'm just going to not use this. You know, just being totally transparent. Like, it just, in the past it's done the same thing. I do think, I might be wrong with this, but I think that you can overhydrate your digestive system where it does just give you like diarrhea. Not that I'm at that point, but I don't think these are actually necessary. I wanted to use it in replacement of Catalyst, but if it's going to cause me upset stomach, like, what's the point? What is the point? So yeah, that's just my honest review. Keep it 100. So that's pre, intra. What are we looking for? We're looking for a what do I want to call it? A nutritional, no, not even that. Basically, it's a feeding. So we're looking for a feeding. So I use 30 grams of carb tank. So again, that's our like triple carb matrix formula: dextrose, dextrin, fructose, other bits and bobs, but unflavoured, because I will use a flavoured EA. So I really like this one from HR Labs. It's one that we stock on the Engineered website. I'll use 25 grams. I like this one not only because it is a high quality essential amino product, but obviously it's got hydration formula in there as well. And last but not least, I'll use a little bit more glutamine. I do like quite a lot of glutamine, especially in the off season. One thing to be aware of, which I wasn't aware of until I watched one of Kuba's videos, is that glutamine actually contains calories. Now, how many calories and to what degree, I have no idea. I've not really looked into it because I'm in the off season. I mean, when I go into prep, I might have a little dig, but I didn't actually know that. So if you are somebody using excess amounts of glutamine, then just be wary. Also, apologies for that washing machine being on in the background there, but Georgie asked me to put her cycle on a spin and dry cycle, and you know me, guys, happy wife, happy life. You got to keep them, got to stay in them good books, man. Got to stay in the good books. So that is everything. Pre-intra, I've had my pre-workout meal. I've also had Turbo Digest 1 cap, Turbo Magnesium 2 caps. So we are about ready to roll. It's 10:15. Probably going to leave here for the gym in like the next 20 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to go, oh, better put these away. I'm going to go train insane or remain the same. God damn it. Back and legs, big session. It is a Saturday, so there might be some day passes in the gym, some broccoli heads that we have to quick scope, 360 no scope. But it is what it is. I'm an expert when it comes to trick shotting, so I want to watch out. Intervention. Right, here we go. Let's have a talk, boys. This is it now. Lock in. Call of Duty, I was the man. I'm not even gassing either, because everybody says they were man at the Call of Duty, but I was the fucking man. So Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1 was where I sweat the most.
You have the DSM. We got it, son. Good. That's one less loose end.
I took a bit of hiatus after like Black Ops 2, and I came back for like the back end of Black Ops 3, and then I smashed World War 2 and the original Warzone, and then I just fucked off after that because it just went shit. But Modern Warfare 2, what are we talking for loadouts, by the way, because I had 70 days in-game playtime. 70 days. I didn't socialise. Females were not on my radar. Like, intervention. I wasn't a big fan of the fall camo. So I'm going like intervention, probably blue tiger. I would run USP 45 tack knife, throwing knife, stun, sleight of hand pro, stopping power pro, commando pro. Game's over before it's even started, boys, I swear. But then if I was to sweat, if I wanted a sweat loadout, like if I'm going just to be a knob, I was going like UMP 45 silence, blue camo, a blue tiger. Secondary was either a Spaz 12 or USP 45 akimbo attack knife. Semtex, stun, marathon lightweight pro, and commando pro. Job's over again, boys. Job's done. See you later. Kill streaks. I mean, it had to be like Harrier, chopper gun, and nuke, didn't it? But if I wasn't feeling the nuke run, I was usually going for Predator, Harrier, chopper gunner, or Predator Pavlo, chopper gunner. I wasn't a big fan of the AC-130. I don't think you got your best bang for your buck. Like, nah. I still remember my first nuke as well on high rise. I remember it so vividly, right? Right, we're going off topic, but I need to talk about COD now. I'm here. I'm in that nostalgia run. So if you were on high rise, right, and you started on the side where when you came out the front of the building, the helicopter pad was to your right, and then to your left was the crane. But if you came out the other side, the helicopter was on your left and the crane was on the right. I'm talking about the side where when you come out of it and the crane's on your left, you know, there was some elevators to jump onto the crane from. If you walk around the side of those elevators, there's like a little ledge. My nuke, first one, I literally sat behind there with claymores, ACR silenced, and scavenger pro, and I would just sit on the ledge, peek around the corner. If they were spawning that side, nail them, set a claymore when the spawns flipped, run to the other side, and just repeat. And I remember getting to like 23, 24 kills, and I was like shaking like fucking crazy. But yeah, probably one thing people don't know about me, they think I'm just a meathead, but I've got so many levels to me on the nerd side of things, films, games, all of that shit. So yeah, that's our COD nostalgia run. But if I don't go to the gym soon, I'm going to probably get slapped wrist off G. So yeah, see you in the gym.
Easy this, come on. Down, these two, come on. Big brace and throw. Pump them all the way. Yeah, stop! Go, come on. Go with your strong hold, come on. Pump them and draw. Yep. Yeah.
So that is training done. Well, actually we finished training a long time ago, but I had some late check-ins and replies to do. Now we're on to post-workout meal. So what is it? 175 grams of the biotech rice pudding, 70 grams of whey, some honey, and 1 large banana. 10 IUs of fast-acting Slin. I actually feel myself going hypo. It was a very good session. In the time that I trained, Georgie got
Oh my god.
lashes
My
done.
lash was infilled. Right?
She got her lashes
I
infilled.
appreciate that that's also a timely task.
Yeah, but the boys don't know what that means.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Takes a long time.
Charge the car.
Charge the car
45 minutes.
for 45 minutes. Was on the treadmill for an hour, put in a post on Instagram, trained and came home. Back and legs is a long session for me anyway, but today everybody wanted to talk to me and I appreciate it a lot. But anybody who knows, when you've got a session like that and you speak to one person and then everybody speaks to you, the session just becomes super long. So it's now like 4 p.m. and I'm eating my post-workout meal. But yeah, I need to get this thing so I can feel myself going hypo. But in the next shot, I want to talk about the off-season at the back end. So I kind of saved this from the beginning. But I'm going to eat this now because I feel myself going hypo. But it's like, this is like 1,000+ calories. God. We have Graham in the house building our IKEA furniture right now. I think he just put a hammer through his finger. But this meal's like 1,000 calories or something. We figured that when Georgie was on prep, this meal in itself was more than she was eating in a whole day.
No, you had a cookie once and it was 600 calories more than my whole daily intake on prep.
Yeah, I had a cookie one time post-workout and it was like 1,400 calories.
Yeah.
So 600 calories more in one meal than she was eating in a day. Oops. But we need this now. And I will catch up with you and have a chat in the first savoury meal of the day. How do you like our dining room chair set? Rate my setup. We're in the process of setting some chairs up, by the way. But this is Georgie's work desk, the hot desk. So, meal 4, a little bit later than normal, but we had Graham round building some cupboards.
That doesn't mean you can't eat a meal. Brian's not like, bro, you can't eat no food around here.
Well, I wanted a shower, so when Graham finished, we put the light bulbs up, blah, blah, blah. So this meal's going in a little bit later than normal. Well, if it was a training day through the week. So this is 315 grams of cooked rice. It is 250 grams of 2% turkey mince, veg, pink pickled onion, and then this is where I was talking about sauces earlier before. So I've used Nando's Peronaise and then some of the Nando's like lemon herb sauce as well. So obviously in a prep I would not be using that Peronaise, but it just makes this meal go down a little bit easier. But this and meal, what is today's meal 5, are the same in terms of rice portions, but with 250 grams of 5% lean steak mince. So I'm gonna eat this now, and then we need to find something to watch on Netflix.
Give us your recommendations, people.
I mean, people will be seeing this afterwards, but give us your recommendations. Okay, future recommendations then.
We need your recommendations.
Yeah. So good to get some savoury food in. See you in the next one. Last meal about to go down of today's full day of eating on a training day. So like I said in the last clip, this meal is very similar to the last. You'll notice all my meals are somewhat similar. Easy to prep, easy to remember what I need to do, what I need to get together. So we're having 315 grams of cooked rice. I'm only saying the cookware because I use microwave rice at the moment. So this is another thing going back to what will be swapped in prep, and it's a good swap, is I'll go from microwave rice to just regular boil in the pan rice. So it'll get rid of a lot of additives, a lot of added fats, added ingredients we don't need. So I think it's about 125 grams of raw weight rice, 250 grams of 5% steak mince, veg, pink pickled onion, and then like I said, the Nando's Peronaise and the lemon herb sauce, which obviously will go when I start prep. So this is my last meal today. Obviously on a training day this would be meal 3. So basically I would eat a different setup but the same meals on a weekday. On the weekend it's a bit different, but my pre-intra post will always stay the same. So this got me thinking, something I seen Dara talk about on his YouTube this morning. I think it's really relevant, especially where I'm at right now, is the importance of the latter stages of your off season and how important that period is before you transition into a prep. It's very easy at this point to be not as on the ball with your food, not from what I'm doing, but from a sense of like, I've done this in the past where your appetite's low, your digestion's slow, you fall behind on the clock because you're not interested in food, your desire to eat's low, so you start trying to make up calories with food out, you start eating off plan 2, 3, 4 times a week. That then knocks onto the next day, you have a build-up of digestive inflammation, and it just snowballs from there. Your sleep times become a little bit looser, you go to bed a bit later, you get up a bit later, you're not as productive in the day. Because your appetite's low, your water intake might be lower, and then in the gym, all of this transpires to lower performance, worse recovery, more inflammation in the joints, and then it just becomes a shit show, and I've been there before. So the biggest thing I wanted to say with this video, and especially where I am in this point in the off season after seeing what Dara put on this morning, which I thought was really, really good, is just the importance of still sticking to what you should be doing at this point. That's not saying don't have like balance, don't enjoy yourself, but don't start slipping up when you've spent a whole off season absolutely nailing it, and just because you're a little bit tired or the goal's very close to changing, that you get this like fuck it mentality, or this like giddy, I can't wait to get into the next phase. But the next phase isn't here yet, the next phase hasn't come. You're still in the previous phase, you're still in the current phase of the off season, which is just as important to transition into your prep. So don't have that mentality. Like, again, a lot of lads are what I would call drug addicts, and what I mean by that is, as soon as that cycle comes out, or they go into a cruise, they don't train as hard, they don't take it seriously. Even with a prep, some lads are more on it in a prep than they are in an off season, but we know the off season's where the muscle's growing. So just because you go into an off season, or you are in an off season, you come off your cycle, you go into a cruise, doesn't mean you should be any more or less hungry in terms of like attacking the gym, attacking your routine, attacking your meals, being on plan. Yes, having flexibility, but don't allow that percentage of flexibility to go from like 15% up to like 40, 50%, because that's just going to have a long-term negative effect. And then when you start prep, you're probably not going to be in as good position as you could have been. You're probably going to have accumulated more body fat, you're going to have more inflammation there. Even your internal blood readings are going to be worse. So if you get bloods done, you might find now that your cholesterol's off a lot more than what it was, yada yada yada. So like I say, don't just dwindle and piss up the wall the back end of the off season, because it is very important. But that has been all of my meals today. So as you've seen, 5 meals a day with an intra workout. Bigger meals, spaced apart a bit more, but this meal now is going in at like 8:30, so I can wind down, let it digest. I'm not going to bed with a full stomach, which means that my sleep quality should be better. Lower body temperature in bed. That is a thing as well, right? Since I've dropped onto this cruise, maybe, I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks now, the amount of comments I've had that people have said like my face is like leaner, I look less puffy. Like Georgie was like, your face looks less puffy. My body temperature's dropped. It's wild, and that's just in a couple of weeks. I didn't realise, but I feel a lot better for it. Like, feel less anxious, feel like I've pulled off like a lot of inflammation internally. I actually feel like I'm a bit fuller, I'm a bit rounder. I feel like I'm actually growing a bit more, and my performance in the gym has been absolutely phenomenal. But with what I said before about the dwindling off season, I am definitely, and I wanted to keep this real, because like I said, the whole point of this channel is to keep it real and to not portray something that it's not. Like, this part of the off season now is super hard. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time this year now. Like, it's been a long off season, it's been very repetitive, it's been very like, it's grinding on me, but I'm not slipping, I'm not letting my standards slip. I'm still sticking to my meal plan. My food out is still once a week. It's relatively clean besides the pizza, which was a one-off. The gym at the moment, my training performance is through the roof. Like, I'm really happy with it, considering as well I dropped into a cruise. But I think because I dropped into a cruise, less inflammation internally, food's being digested better, body's in a less stressed state, sleeping better. I changed my meals to aid that, so I think everything's just going really well. So I'm excited for when I get to a point where my body's fresh and it's healthy, and then it'll be super responsive when we get into prep, which I'm very excited for. But I'm going to close this video here. I'm going to go chill out with G, watch some TV, and then tomorrow we actually have a spa booked. G booked a spa in Seaham, which I'm very excited for. So hope you've enjoyed, hope you've learned something. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. See you in the next one.